Good morning. So, first of all, tell me something. How many of you have done strange things? Strange things, by strange things, I mean what was not planned, what you didn't expect, and what the world didn't expect out of you. Maybe I was supposed to work in an IT company. Uh, let's say to work in a company. I have been a salesperson throughout my life. I worked for an MNC of not many years, maybe a decade. And then at the midlife, what happens is this entrepreneurship bug, it bites us. And I took it at a bit serious level. That's because solution was formed, but still there was something which was not really connecting. So I figured out something that what do I want to do? Now I'll come to this part later. First, tell me something. How many of you would like to listen to a story of a middle-aged uh, man with a family, a loving wife, a kid, a son, who is almost like a best friend, a mother, parents, like a regular Indian family, what we have here. Around post 30, I started my company. But then, as I told you, that bug bit me. And somebody told me that stories get lost, the importance of stories. That time, there was no proper social media apart from Orkut for us, Indians or this part of the country. So it was Orkut, and we used to write a lot of things over there, uh, like what we think, how was our day, what we used to do, what I used to think, all these things. But then somebody told me about the problem. Say I wrote something on, let's say, 29th of January 2022 on any social media. Now, if I move forward in a time machine for 10 years or 15 years, let's say even 5 years, and try searching for that very particular day, it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult to find out what happened then. And that's when that guy started pushing me to write a blog post. It was my friend Anirban, who's studying in Germany right now. He's just come back. So archiving was important. And Anirban, what he did was he pushed me to archive my writings. Now, being a Bengali, I am rather extremely opinionated on certain things. What I feel right is right. What I feel not so right is not so right. So these opinionated ideas, concepts, it got formed within that blog. WordPress was pretty new and the food blogging was pretty new that time. So domain was formed Moha Mushkil, as I always say it, like something happened, Moha Mushkil. Something didn't happen, again Moha Mushkil. Now Moha Mushkil literally translates to something as a lot of trouble. So Moha Mushkil was formed. And then I got starstruck. So there is this gentleman named Meerav Sarali, who's an extremely talented performer, content creator. We met on a food trip done by a newspaper. So Meer was supposed to be the host, who he took us to a lot of these places. We ate food. We had a good time. The way the food works are done these days, you know. But what I did stupidly was to talk a lot. I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. And all these, I told you, this opinionated Bengali thing. We did actually all that. And what I didn't understand that Meer actually took a note of that. Fast forward to 3 more years, 2 more years rather. In 2017, I got a call in the morning from that same gentleman. Indrajit, I'm doing a food show. I'm planning to do a food show. Would you like to join us? Obviously, yes. But still, I didn't know whether I'll be able to perform, whether I'll be able to work on that, whether I'll be able to live up to what I was supposed to do or not. But then, as the time went, as we kept on doing this food series thing, I started understanding that this is something I would love to do. This storytelling, this is something which I want to, which I love to do, and which probably I won't say I'm born to do, but rather I like to do. And I'm extremely comfortable in that. So it doesn't matter about my looks, it doesn't matter about how I talk, it doesn't matter about my, as you can hear, extremely bad English, average Bengali, and average Hindi. But I like to tell stories. Foodka series was born. Foodka, as in the uncle of food, Foodka Kaka is Foodka, and Foodka was born. When we started back in 2017, we probably didn't think that we'll be coming this far. 100 episodes, more than 350,000 subscribers, a lot of hand holdings, government projects. We honestly didn't think. But the the main idea is I started liking what I did. And on Mohamushkil or on Foodka. Oh, okay. So there was a problem with Foodka. Foodka is till date extremely online crowd centric, online client centric. Now, my mother, who used to be an avid fan of me, like everybody is a fan of their kids. Even I'm a fan of my 11-year-old son. Whatever he does, I think he's the best one. He's the best, next best thing after sliced bread. But whatever. So my mother was not really very net savvy. So apart from the fact that I work with one of the most well-known celebrities, Neil, she couldn't really understand what I normally do. Whenever I managed to show him that Foodka episodes on a mobile or a tab, she didn't really connect to it. She didn't really connect to the stories. Then a publishing firm called Book Farm, they approached me for to write a book. I was again not really very sure. I started writing on the blog posts, and by that time the book started, I had almost 150 plus posts on my blog. I was working on this web series Foodka, but still I was not very sure whether, number one, I will be able to write a book or not. Number two, why and who will read it? That's the primary question. But then I thought, what's the problem? Like, kya jata hai? Somebody is investing, somebody is trusting me, somebody is trusting my capabilities. So why should I not? And thus the book Food Kahini was born. And this year we come out with the part 2 of that called Aro Food Kahini. Now, this transition from the blog to vlog or video blog to book to magazines, if you could connect the dots, there'll be one single thing, and that's storytelling in multiple forms. Now, for us, we Indians or somebody from this Indian subcontinent, we are not really great at documenting things. But what we are great at is we immortalize them by the stories, that we tell each other, by the folklores, by the poems, by the songs, by content in its earliest form. And that's when I started realizing that probably I'm born for this storytelling. Now, let me ask you something. What is storytelling and what is content creation? Content creation is not posting on social media. Content creation is not shooting a video, posting on YouTube. Content creation is not really something what we write on a book, and content creation is definitely not something what I'm doing right now. Content creation is probably documenting a slice of time, your slice of time, what you are experiencing right now. And I read somewhere that someday when you look back and you see your journey, that will be the manual for somebody's survival. And that's the truth. We honestly don't know what we have achieved. what we have come through, and whichever battle we have won. Now, I understand this might sound one of those typical motivational talks, but once you come to my age, I am on the wrong, or rather, I should say, right side of 40. So once you are on the above 40, right side of 40, then what we normally do, people at our age, we take a step back. We stop at some point of time. We take a step back and we look back at what we have done. And and trust me, my journey from being a corporate person, a corporate guy, to an IT businessman, to a content creator, to a blogger, to a writer, and somebody who's actually talking to thousands or millions of you, I feel quite good. That was, if something happens, immortality is there. I maybe am fumbling, I maybe am mixing up the ideas, but what I feel is storytelling is a form of immortality. Now, what is immortality? Is something which will stay with you, which will stay with you after even you are not there, which will stay with you as your legacy, which for which you will be remembered after even you are not there. And that's probably one part of the storytelling or content creation which I like. Now, I'm not a fiction writer. I'm not a lifestyle blogger. Definitely not a lifestyle content creator. But what we do is we tell stories. We tell stories of the food. Now, as you understand, food is my passion. From my size, if you go through my social media profile, from my size, you can guess that I love to eat. I won't say I live to it, but definitely I love to eat. And whatever I love to do, I should be doing. I should be working. I should be polishing my skill sets only on that. And that is how this food blogging or food vlogging came into play. And the dream is, I don't know how much I'll be able to achieve. The dream is, uh, once I'm not there, once any of us, none of us are there, but still the content which we have created for the entire food ka team, for the food kahini team, for the Mohamushkil team, it will stay back and we will live through that. Now that is the power of storytelling. That is the power of content creation. And that, my friend, is the immortality. Think of a person who is approaching nearing 40, who has never been in front of camera, was asked one day to face a camera, rather a couple of cameras, to put on a touch up so that he, I don't know, looks presentable, and to work on a YouTube channel as the face, whose partner, who has been there for some 20, 25 odd years, who is still the mentor and one of my best friends till that me. He was teaching me, he was giving me courage that boss, go for it, go for it. Kya hoga yaar, dekh lenge. But just think of me, legs were shaking, I was sweating, but still I had to be in front of that camera and deliver my best. Think of another guy who was writing a book and was nervous like hell that what will be the feedback, how people would like or dislike it, the book, how he will be loved or cursed. Now, as per human nature, what we do is we love negativity. We love to think of negativity, we love to talk about negativity. But after a certain point, once you reach a certain point and you don't have anything to lose, or when you start afresh, the only way you can't move is to move upwards, to move towards positivity. And that's the way we have been working on. That's the way I have learned to live my life. Now, this is a TED Talk session. This is a session of, what should I say, powerful talks, powerful short talks. But what I feel is this is an age of storytelling, and this is the age of content creation. If somebody wants to live, give, just don't listen to the world. What you want to do, what you love to do, just find your passion. I know you have heard these things 1,000 times, maybe more than that, hundreds of talks or motivational talks, and so just focus on one thing, one dream, and make that thing your life. Definitely, it will come to you. Shah Rukh Khan once said something that किसी चीज को अगर पूरे दिल से चाहो तो कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने में लग जाती है, or something like that. We may laugh about that, but that is the actual truth. Honestly, I don't know what I have done, but what I can understand is I have lived my life, I'm living my life, I'm living my passion, and I'm doing what I love to do. So just I would like to say something. If a 40 plus middle-aged fat man can do this, can achieve this, and can reach out to you, you guys can do wonders. Just go for it, find out your niche, find out your passion, and go for it. So that's it. And maybe someday we'll talk together. Someday we'll have a cup of coffee or beer or whatever. And someday we'll talk about our journey, which probably will be a survival guide for somebody else. This is storytelling, this is content creation, and this is Indrajit Lahiri from Team Foodka or Foodkahini or Mahamushkil. I am living my life, I'm living my dream, and you too can. Thank you so much.